Now session is going to record. Okay, and on tomorrow you will get a recording of this session as well as. So, okay, in a previous session, what we have completed, we have created a Windows Server 2016 machine in VMware. Okay, and I hope all of you know how to create a server machine in VMware. Right? Okay. Number second, we have created a Windows 10 machine as well as where in VMware, because we are using a VMware platform for our practical. Later on, we will discuss about a Hyper-V. Okay. Later on, okay, we will discuss also about a Hyper-V. So these two things we have created, right? And in a Windows Server machine, we have installed Active Directory, okay, ADDS role. Correct. Okay, and I hope that all of you know how to create a server machine and how to install ADDS role on a server. Just you need to add a ADDS role on a server. You need to make your server as a domain controller. Correct. So till this point, we have discussed on our previous session. Correct. Because previous session was the first day. So we have just created our lab. Nothing.
Tarun, I have a question.
Yes.
So Tarun, it's going to be a cloud, Azure cloud. So
Yes.
are we not doing practicals directly on the Azure portal, or we are creating machine on Windows on Hyper-V only?
No, actually, see, if you have only a knowledge on Azure now, so in a market you will not be able to enter in a cloud world.
Okay.
The reason is in a market what's happening. Okay, I'm talking with a market with you because this is not as only training program, right?
Yes.
This is job internship program.
Okay.
Correct. So only Azure knowledge will not help you to get a job in a cloud and to enter in a cloud platform. Correct. So
Correct.
according to market now, you should have a knowledge on a Windows server. First of all, basic services of Windows server should be clear. Then you have a knowledge on a Azure. And then you should have a knowledge on a Office 365.
That is great.
It sounds good.
Right,
Yes.
because only with the help of Azure now you will not able to, you can crack a certification, but you can't enter in a company because they will ask you the question from server. The reason is Azure is a cloud. So before a cloud now, there was an on-premise infrastructure on a company. There was a physical machine on a company, right? So physical server should be also clear. The reason is just, okay, understand the reason. For example, you have a server machine on a particular hardware. Now your company is planning to switch into a cloud. Correct. You are a part of one of the important project in a company. Okay, and company is planning to switch into a cloud. So if you don't, okay, it means if you don't have a knowledge, if you don't know the Windows server, how to use, okay, how can you migrate on a Azure? And after migration on a Azure, how do you handle a server if you don't know?
That's correct.
Yeah, your point is very good.
Right. And as well as why Office 65. See, about Office 65, now I will give you basics knowledge only. Basics about Exchange server. Maybe some of you already know, and maybe don't know. Exchange and SharePoint. Exchange and SharePoint. And Office 65 user management. Only these three things I will teach you on Office 65 because it's our additional. Our main focus will be on server and Azure. Because see, cloud having a deployment model. One is a IaaS, maybe you know. Second is a PaaS, and third is a SaaS. So Azure AWS, like a cloud, comes under IaaS and PaaS.
Could you please explain all these things? I'm not aware about it.
Okay, see, AS stand for infrastructure as a service. Means the service which will help you to create an infrastructure in a company. Infrastructure in the sense, create a network, storage, machine. Okay. PaaS stand for platform as a service. Okay, as we discussed on a previous session and on demo. Okay, and in a demo session also I have delivered this thing, so the people who has attended, they know very well, right? So in a PaaS, basically database like SQL, CosmoDB, MongoDB, that comes under a PaaS service, as well as the development work, code work. Okay, programmer, code, cloud developers, they comes under a PaaS. And Office and SaaS, it means software as a service. Okay. In a SaaS, basically Office 365, Google Drive, Salesforce, this all is a SaaS cloud. So when I will teach you Azure, you will get a knowledge on us. When I will teach you Office 365, you will get a knowledge on SaaS. And PaaS is not our work. Correct? Here mostly developer comes and a database admin comes. A person who has a specialized on a database administrator. Correct. All of you are working as a system engineer, desktop engineer, service desk engineer, okay, and server engineer maybe. Okay, IT support, like that. So for you, the PaaS will be something different. That's why, as per the cloud deployment model, we will go with IaaS and SaaS cloud. In IaaS, I will teach you Azure. In a SaaS, I will teach you Office 365. And in a on-premise means physical infra. Okay, physical server that you are using in your company. Okay, an on-premise Windows server, Linux server, come into a on-premise server. If you are running AWS, so you should have a knowledge on a Linux and their services. Here we are running a Microsoft Azure. So the Microsoft server should be clear. So I am going to follow the module of MCSE. Maybe some of you are aware. Okay, I will not give you the full deeply knowledge on a certification on MCSE, but will give you the basics and important services in a Windows server, like Active Directory, ADDS, ADFS, ADCS, web server, correct, domain controller, DSCP, WDS, WSOS, PowerShell scripting, basics PowerShell commands. These all things will teach you on a Microsoft server. When the Microsoft server will complete, then we will move forward to Microsoft Azure cloud.
Sorry to interrupt you, Tarun.
Yes, Arif.
Yeah, so I just want to know, like, you will cover the DNS and DSCP as well in the MCSC, like in the Windows server.
Definitely, it's a very important service.
Okay.
DSCP, DNS, WDS, WSOS, web server. It's an important service.
Okay, thank you.
It should be clear.
That's a good info. Good one. Thank you.
Okay, so for this basically, right, and you will, okay, as I informed you, for today class, for tomorrow class, and for next every class, on a next day you will get a recording. Okay, now you are seeing the meeting is in a recording progress. All of you can see in the participant list. Correct. All this meeting recording, what I'm not talking with you, what I'm doing, what you are talking, what you are asking, everything will be recorded. Okay, I will upload in the Google Drive. Correct. And will send to the admin, and then she will send to all of you. Maybe in today night, maybe on tomorrow morning. Okay, means before tomorrow session, all of you will get a recording of the today. So it will help you for a practice purpose, and all of you are working. So in a daily working life, right? Maybe you have a shift of night, morning. So Okay, you can manage by these all things. I hope it's all clear.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Okay, so now see. Okay, so in a previous session, we have created a Windows Server machine. Okay, and we are using a platform VMware right now because VMware is going easy for us right now. Okay, we have a Hyper-V platform that we will discuss later about it. Correct. And we have done these all things. Correct. Today, basically, what we are going to do, okay, as I mentioned in a scheduler, we will discuss about a replication and trust relationship in a AD, in an Active Directory. In a daily basics, maybe all of you are solving the trust relationship error. How? Just you are making a domain joining again in the client machine who are getting an issue. Is it correct?
Yes.
Yes.
But maximum of you don't know how to create a trust. What's the meaning of trust? How to configure, how DNS works behind a trust relationship, why this error happens. Because you are not a server admin, that's why you are not able to know who are creating a trust. Trust कौन create कर रहा है पता ही नहीं है आपको. The server admin and maybe your senior engineer, anyone, okay, is creating a trust on a server. Okay, and there is a DNS mismatching is happening. That's why the client machine and users machine is getting error. Okay, so for today, just give me a second. So for today, we will discuss replication in AD. That okay, and second topic we will discuss trust relationship. So see, anyone can tell me what is the meaning of replication? Maybe you know.
Replication in the sense copy of the data or the database. Or the backup, you can say the backup of the data.
Correct. Absolutely right. So do you know how to create a replications and all? How two servers are going to replicate to each other?
Like they are creating a mirror image of that server.
No, not like that.
Yeah, with the help of DDC, CDC, and ADC.
Yeah, you are right with the hello PDC, ADC, but there is a very important concept behind replication that we are calling sites. We are calling sites, S-I-T-E-S, sites. Sites means not website. Site means a place. Like, what is the meaning? Let's discuss. Correct. What is replication and why we need replication and what is a correct scenario behind a replication. So as all of you know, replication means copying of data. Copy of data and database known as a replication. Correct. For an example, okay, I'm getting a rough diagram for you. This is your one server. This is your another server. Correct. So in your one server machine, this one, you have some users, you have some computers, and you have some other resources. Okay, and this is your primary server. So now just assume what will happen in this condition when the server got a hardware failure. Infrastructure will completely down. Correct. Services will be down. So in this condition, what we are doing, before any kind of error, before any kind of hardware failure in a primary server, we have our secondary server. Okay, this is our secondary server. So we can create a replication between two servers. दो सर्वर के बीच में हम रेप्लिकेशन क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. So what will happen? The secondary server will get same to same data as primary server have. And if the primary server will fail, if the primary server will down, so secondary server will provide a service to the users and computers. In this way, the services will not be stopped. And why? Because you have created a replication between two servers. Right. So, okay, let's discuss with scenario wise. So scenario is okay. Scenario is like scenario like in a previous sessions, okay, session we have created a one server machine. So this is my server machine, which is a primary server. Okay, and we have some computers, client computers. This all is our client computers. Okay. So this is my primary server, and this is the client computer. Okay. For example, this is a client 1. This is a client 2. This is a client 3. Assume this condition. Okay. So by default, all this client machine is getting a service from primary server. All the client machine in any IT infrastructure, this is happening. Primary server. Services is continuing. Services is continuing. But unfortunately, due to hardware failure and due to some attacks, cyber attacks, correct, cyber attacks in a data center, cyber attacks in a server room, what happened? The primary server got down. Primary server got down. In this condition, if you have a secondary server, I will show you practically how to create and all. This is your secondary server. So if already you have stated a replication, if already you have created and set a replication between two different servers, so what will happen? For example, you have a users here. Username is a Harry. Okay. So Harry user will also present here. You have some computer here. Okay. Computer name is a client 1. Information. Client 1 information is present also here. So in this condition, after down of a primary server, we don't need to worry because services will continue from secondary server. Services secondary server से मिलता रहेगा. And client will not face any issue while any authentication, while any authorization. Client को कोई issue नहीं आएगा authentication और authorization process में. So in this scenario, basically we need a replication. इसलिए मेरे replication की जरूरत है. Because we are starting from basics. हम basics से start कर रहे हैं. So basic things should be clear, so that later on FSMA roles, these kind of topics we can cover and you can understand easily. Okay. So let's see some theory part. Okay. As already I have created a document, theory document. What is replication in Active Directory? So Active Directory replication is a method of transferring and updating Active Directory object from one DC to another DC. DC means domain controller. Correct. So every server in which Active Directory is installed, the server known as the domain controller. जिस server के ऊपर Active Directory install है, उसे हम domain controller कहते हैं. So in your server 1, the AD is installed here, so it's not a domain controller. Here AD is installed, it's also known as a domain controller. The connection between DCs are built based on their locations within a forest and a site. Basically, we are going to perform our replication with the help of a site. What's the meaning of site? We will discuss about it. So replication having a two types. Means if we are replicating two different server now, so replication may be a two different types: inter-site replication and intra-site replication. Inter-site replication and intra-site. Intra-site replication means intra-site replication in Active Directory takes place between domain controller within the same site. What is the meaning of site here? Let's see. Site means just see, this is a Wipro company setup. This is a setup of a Wipro Infotech. So company having a one branch. This is the primary server. Okay, and primary server present in a Mumbai location. Mumbai. So Mumbai is known as a site. Secondary server is present in a, this is a secondary server. Secondary server is present in a Delhi. So Delhi is known as a site. Means in the place where server is pushed, in the place where server exists, known as a site for that one server. So you have a DC1, domain controller means server 1. So server 1 present in a Mumbai location. So Mumbai is a site. You have a DC2. DC2 present in a Delhi. So Delhi is a site for DC2. So basically replication, okay, is happening generally with the help of a site. And site-based replication is more good. Even, for example, leave it a site and all, what's happening? All the setup is in a Mumbai. So you can create a two different sites. One is a Mumbai headquarter, Mumbai HQ headquarter, and second is a Mumbai, Navi Mumbai. And then you can do a replication between two different sites. Okay. So intra-site replication happening between two same site. Intra-site replication दो same site के बीच में होता है. For example, you have a two different server, but both exist in the same site. So you can create an intra-site replication. For example, you have a this one server. Okay. DC1 exists under a Mumbai headquarter site and Mumbai headquarter site. There is a DC2. Okay. DC3 exists. So between a DC1 and DC2, which replication will take place? Intra-site replication. And intra-site replication happening automatically. Intra-site replication हमें create नहीं करना पड़ता है. If two server, okay, present in the same site, so there will be intra-site replication, and we are not creating an intra-site replication. Because intra-site replication is a automatic replication in an Active Directory. It's a feature of AD. But now just assume two different server having a two different site. So we need to create a replication between two different sites, which will be a inter-site replication. This replication, inter-site replication. That's why you can read a document. Inter-site replication takes place between sites, means between two different sites. Inter-site replication can either utilize RPC over IP or SMTP. Inter-site replication is happening with the help of an IP or with the help of an SMTP. So we will not use SMTP, we will use IP. Why? Because SMTP replication means exchange server, mail server, because SMTP is a mail protocol, simple mail transfer protocol, right? So SMTP replication, okay, generally, okay, no one is creating and okay, nothing happening like that, because it's happening between two different exchange server, because SMTP is a mail protocol. So this type of replication has to be manually configured. Means we need to manually configure a replication between two sites. हमें दो साइट के बीच में मैनुअली replication configure करना होगा, because as I told you, intra-site replication happening automatically, inter-site manually. So that's why we are going with the inter-site replication. Inter-site replication occurs between two domain controllers that are called bridgehead or bridgehead server. Means once the two server has been replicated, once the two domain controller has been replicated, so the server will known as a BS, bridgehead server. This is the bridgehead server 1, and this will be the bridgehead server 2. So in which condition we are calling a domain controller is a bridgehead server? Once two server has been replicated to each other. जब दो सर्वर एक दूसरे से रेप्लिकेट हो जाता है, उस कंडीशन पे हम कहते हैं both are a bridgehead server. Because between both server there is a bridge has been created, means a link has been established. The role of bridgehead server BS is to assign to at least one domain controller in a site. The bridgehead server will assign the one domain control to a site. If you have a site Mumbai headquarter, so there will be a one domain control DC1. If you have a site Delhi, there will be a second domain control DC2. It means we are going to perform inter-site replication. इसका मतलब हम inter-site replication perform करने जा रहे हैं. Correct?
Just I have a question here.
Hello.
Like that replication can be done between domain controller and additional domain controller, or it's a mandatory on the both bridgehead side. It's need to be domain only, domain controller only.
No, it should be a domain controller. Maybe one is a primary domain controller and second is an additional or secondary domain controller, but both should be a domain controller.
Got it. Thank you.
Welcome. So we see in our condition what we have till now. Okay, and what we need to configure, what we need to create. So till now, we have a one domain controller only. Till now, we have a one domain controller only, right? One domain controller we have. Correct. Because I have a one Windows server in which I have successfully installed and configured ADDS role. So this domain controller known as a primary domain controller. Okay, domain controller having a types. Domain controller having a types. One is your PDC, primary domain controller. Second is your ADC, additional domain controller. First is your PDC, which is your primary DC, primary domain controller. Second is your ADC, which is your additional DC, additional domain controller. Third is your CDC, which is your child domain controller. And fourth is your RODC, which is your read-only domain controller. So CDC and RODC we will discuss later. Correct. In some different scenario and some different industry cases. Now we will work on a PDC and ADC. So what is the server I have? is a PDC server. Why? Because if you are creating a first server in any domain, so it's known as a primary domain controller. So what is primary domain controller? Primary domain controller is the first server in any domain. First server in a domain known as a primary domain controller. Additional domain controller is a backup of PDC. Backup of PDC known as a ADC. PDC के बैकअप को हम ADC कहते हैं. So I have my PDC machine. I have a PDC machine. I have a DC1 domain controller 1 which is a PDC. Now what will happen? We will create a site in a PDC first of all. As per this example, first we need to create a site on a PDC machine, two different sites. One name I will give Mumbai headquarters. Second name I will give Delhi. Correct. Okay. And in a Mumbai headquarters, I will place my PDC server. PDC server, okay, I will place in a Mumbai headquarters. And whatever a ADC machine I will create, okay, whatever a ADC machine, additional domain controller, okay, I will create, okay, in front of you, don't worry. Okay, that one ADC machine I will place under a Delhi site. So in this way, I will get two domain controller between two different sites. One will be the PDC primary server, second will be ADC additional server. Okay, and then we will create a replication between PDC and ADC, and with the help of site. Correct. So first of all, I'm writing some basic steps. What we need to do in a primary server, guys, see, if you have successfully installed your first server, first domain controller, so first domain controller known as a PDC. So in a primary server, correct, I will create two sites. मैं दो sites बनाऊंगा. One will be, okay, name I can give anything. Okay, I will give the name, for example, Mumbai headquarters. And second name I will give Delhi. And in a Mumbai headquarters site, I will place my primary server. And then I will create ADC, additional domain controller. And I will place ADC in Delhi site. And then I will create a replication between two domain controller. Then data will be replicated to each other. Whatever the users and computers, okay, I will create and I will update in my PDC, will update on a ADC. What I will update on a ADC will come on a PDC. Clear? What we are going to perform and why?
Yes, Tarun.
Anyone questions in this?
No, sir.
Okay. So I see. Okay. I'm going to open my VMware. Okay. Here I have a one server, which is this is my PDC machine, primary domain controller machine. I'm going to make it less RAM. It's a 4 GB of RAM, so I'm giving 2 GB. Okay. I'm going to turn on my primary server. Okay, and already guys, okay, I'm showing to all of you. Already I have created my server too, secondary server. Okay. Already, okay, what I did, I have created a secondary server. Means okay, just I have created a server machine. This is not a secondary server till now. It's not a okay additional domain controller. It's just a normal server machine. I will make it secondary server. Okay, I will show you how to make. So my primary server is going to on. On, right? Now I'm going to log in. Here I will create 2 sites. मैं 2 sites बनाऊंगा यहाँ पे. Because according to the document, inter-site replication we need to manually configure, and it's happening between sites. So I see this is my primary server. Okay, just okay, it's a normal server machine in which ADDS role I have installed. Okay, that all of you know how to install and configure ADDS, right? ADDS and DNS role is only installed here. So see, my this server machine having a domain evision.local. So what I'm doing now, I'm going to rename the primary server name. It will be easy for all of you to understand. Okay, I'm giving the name PDC, means primary domain controller. Okay, so let's wait for a minute. This machine will restart. Okay, I just rename the server name because by default a Windows machine having a something name like Win R4, Win 7.9 and something, right? So I just rename the primary server. And this is also my server machine, server 2. Okay, the name I given, but this is a normal server machine. It's not a ADC till now. So it's normal. Okay, I just installed a server OS file there. Nothing too much. And I will make it domain controller, additional domain controller even.
Sir, hello.
Yes.
You were saying you have already installed AD and FSMO, right?
What?
You were saying you have already installed Active Directory, right?
Yes, yes.
And FSMO also.
What?
FSMO, Flexible Single Master.
No, not FSMO. FSMO, we will discuss it later.
Okay. Then second, what was that which we have installed?
See, I have a 2 server machine. Okay. First is my PDC machine, and second is just a normal server machine in which I will make ADC. This machine is a normal server machine.
Okay.
Okay. There is no any roles is installed. Only my primary server is ready now. Only in this machine I have installed ADDS role. Shyam Sundar, you are same, na? I think I given you a session, OGT.
Yes, I was in first class. I have registered.
No. Actually, I think I given you OGT during lockdown.
During the lockdown? No.
Okay, so it was a different then. Because there was another guy, Syam Sundar Jha. I remember the name, that's why I'm asking.
I was. Yeah, I was. Yes, yes. That was the desktop training.
Yeah, that's what desktop phase I'm also talking.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I remember.
Okay, okay. So see, guys, this is okay. This is my server, right? Primary server machine. So in this server machine, basically, first of all, I need to create a site. How to create a site? Because replication will happen between two different sites. So I need to, okay, so I need to create a two site. How? So I have successfully installed ADDS role. So if I will click on tools option, now I'm getting option Active Directory, sites and services. I will click on Active Directory, sites and services. And here you are able to see we have a sites. See, only inter-site transport we can create here, right? Correct now? Inter-site. And with the help of IP only. So this is my first site name. This one. The first site name is a default first site. Okay, what I'm doing, I'm going to rename only. This one name now, I'm going to rename. So I'm right click, rename. Okay, I'm giving the name Mumbai headquarters. Mumbai -HQ headquarters. Okay, as per our scenario. So you are seeing automatically in this Mumbai headquarters there is a server, PDC server, right? Mumbai headquarters में already क्या है? PDC server place है, correct? Okay, you can see the NTDS setting. Already PDC server is placed, but there is no any connection, no any replication. Correct. So it is happening by default. By default, what's happened now? In a primary server where you are going to create a site, already there is a one site is created, named the default first site name. You can just rename. You can just rename according to your project. Okay, I just rename. Okay, I given the name Mumbai headquarters. So okay, already PDC machine is placed under Mumbai headquarters, right? Now I'm going to create a new site, Delhi. Right click, click on new site. Site name I'm giving Delhi. Click on OK. Click on. You are seeing. Now guys, but you are seeing in a Delhi site there is no any server. Are you seeing any server under the Delhi site?
No.
No. Why?
No.
Because by default in a Mumbai headquarters, PDC is placed. It's a by default setting in our Windows. But manually I have created another site named Delhi. So in a Delhi there is no any server. So I need to place a server in Delhi site now. Then I can create a replication between two sites so that what is a server placed under two different sites will be replicated to each other. Will be able to copy their data. Correct?
Correct.
So now you are seeing I have another machine, which is a server 2. So in this machine, okay, I'm going to turn on. This is normal server machine till now. अभी तक ये बस normal server machine है. Like I just installed a Windows Server file here. Nothing too much. So I'm going to log in this server machine. Okay. This is normal server machine, right? Before your session, na, I just installed a new server so that I can, okay, I can show you practical, and I will not waste any time for creation of server. That's why already I have installed a server machine here. I'm going to log in here. Okay. Very soon I will be logging here. Yeah. So guys, all of you are seeing this is a new server machine, right? So what I want to make this machine as a additional domain controller, right? I want to make this machine as a additional domain controller. So now, how to make any normal server machine as a ADC? Now, what is the question? Question is, I can use Notepad. That will be better. Now the question is, how to make a new server machine as a ADC, as a additional domain controller. So, okay, I'm writing the steps. My steps लिख दे रहा हूँ because I remembered all these things. First of all, what can you do? You can make a domain join with PDC. All of you know how to make a domain join, right? All of you was making a domain joining in a client side. Correct? Now, this server machine you need to make a join with a PDC. आपको इस server machine को PDC के साथ domain join करना है. Correct? Like, okay, you are making a domain joining in a client side. Because this machine is by default in a work group. Any Windows machine will be by default in a work group, right? You need to make this machine as a domain with server. Means PDC machine having a domain evision.local. All of you can check. PDC machine having a which domain? evision.local. Correct. So this machine, okay, I need to also make a evision.local. So domain join with PDC. First of all, once it will complete, once my new server machine will get a domain join with PDC, then I will install ADDS role. Okay. And then I will promote it into domain controller. Okay. All of you already know, but even I'm repeating, promote it into domain controller. Here I can write, we can add ADDS role. And add ADDS role, okay. Then I will promote a domain, okay, the machine in a domain controller. And then, okay, after promoting, okay, I will get an option. See, for creation of PDC, if you remember, I clicked on an option, add a new forest. Correct. And then I given a domain name. But I'm making this machine as an additional domain controller. So here I will click on an option, add a, okay, I will show you the practically. I'm writing the steps first. Add a new domain controller in an existing forest. Then I will give the credential. I will click on change and I will give the credential of PDC. And then 1 2 time next, and then install. So then this machine will become a ADC. तब ये machine ADC बन जाएगा. So as this machine is in a work group, I want to make a domain join. So all of you know, for a domain joining process, what is the requirement? The requirement is DNS server should be same, right? So in a PDC machine, I'm checking what is the DNS IP address. Okay. I'm going to check the DNS IP address. .10 is a DNS IP, right? So here I need to set also a static IP, because you know the process of domain joining, the DNS should be same, otherwise domain joining will fail. So here I'm going to set a static IP first of all. So okay, static IP I'm setting right now in this machine. Okay. I'm using the IP. Okay, DNS of PDC machine is 192.168.1.10. Okay. So IP address I'm giving 192.168.1.9. Okay, 1.11. I can give any IP, but that should be between the range. Correct? Network should be same. Okay, now this machine will get a domain join not. Okay. For a successful experiment, I'm going to ping the PDC machine domain name. What is the domain name? evision.logger, right? If I will get a reply means correct, right? I mean this machine will become a domain join. How? So all of you know the domain join process. Okay. sysdem.cpl. Click on change. Name I am giving ADC. Domain, server domain name is, PDC domain name is evision.local. Then we'll click on OK. Then it will ask for username and password. I will give PDC username and password, right? This is a domain joining process, as all of you know, administrator and password.
Hello. Hello, Tarun. Hello. Hello.
Yes. Yes, Sarita.
तरुण सब कुछ बाउंस हो रहा है.
What is bounce?
बिल्कुल कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा है.
तो डोमेन ज्वाइनिंग अगर तो पता होगा ना आपको.
नहीं, डोमेन ज्वाइनिंग तो ठीक है, बट ये दो आपने दो जोन क्रिएट किया हुआ ना, मुंबई एंड दिल्ली.
हाँ.
तो आप कब किस में मूव कर जा रहे हैं, बहुत कंफ्यूज कर रहा है ये.
नहीं, मूव देखो, मैंने पीडीसी मशीन के ऊपर है ना, ये देखो आप, ये पीडीसी मशीन है राइट. सो मैंने फर्स्ट जो सर्वर है ना, उसके इसके ऊपर ही मैंने दो साइट बना रखा है, मुंबई हेडक्वार्टर के नाम से और दिल्ली के नाम से.
ठीक है.
करेक्ट. सो ये जो साइट था, अगर आपने देखा होगा ध्यान से, तो यहाँ पे ये नेम था डिफॉल्ट फर्स्ट नेम. करेक्ट. मैंने क्या किया, मैंने इसे रिनेम करके लिख दिया मुंबई हेडक्वार्टर, मुंबई -HQ. सो ऑटोमेटिकली बाय डिफॉल्ट था ये सेटिंग कि बाय डिफॉल्ट जो हमारा साइट होता है उसके ऊपर बाय डिफॉल्ट सर्वर प्लेस होते हैं. सो इसके ऊपर पीडीसी ऑलरेडी से प्लेस है. मुंबई हेडक्वार्टर के ऊपर मैंने क्या किया, इसका नाम क्या था, डिफॉल्ट साइट फर्स्ट नेम. मैंने क्या कर दिया, उसे रिनेम कर दिया. सो जैसे मैंने ओके रिनेम किया, तो ओके उसके बाद मैंने सर्वर पे क्लिक किया, तो यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी मेरा पीडीसी मशीन प्लेस था. लेकिन हम जब इंटर साइट रेप्लिकेशन करते हैं तो दो साइट के बीच में करते हैं. तो फर्स्ट साइट तो हमारे पास है ना,
मुंबई.
सो मैंने सेकेंड साइट बना दिया दिल्ली के नाम से. इस साइट पे राइट क्लिक करके न्यू साइट किया और दिल्ली के नाम से मैंने साइट बना दी. सो लेकिन उस साइट के अंदर एक सर्वर का ऑप्शन है जब मैंने इसे एक्सपेंड किया, लेकिन यहाँ पे कोई सर्वर है नहीं. ठीक है. तो मैं यहाँ पे क्या कर रहा हूँ, यहाँ पे मुझे सर्वर प्लेस करना है.
ठीक है.
ठीक है. तो मेरे पास एक
सर एक
सर्वर
क्वेश्चन
मशीन।
था,
यस,
एक क्वेश्चन था। आपने जो फर्स्ट वाला जो पीडीसी जो आपने क्रिएट किया है, तो पीडीसी में आपने एडीटीएस का सर्विसेज वगैरह इंस्टॉल किया, राइट?
हाँ
और अगर आप सेकेंडरी सर्वर अगर आप बनाते हैं तो सेकेंडरी सर्वर में ये एडीटीएस इंस्टॉल करने का क्या जरूरत है? क्योंकि वो जैसे ही हम प्रमोट करेंगे तो वो सारा सर्विसेज तो इसमें आ जाना चाहिए एडीसी में,
तो
तो
वो
फिर
तो
इसमें
होता
अलग
है,
से एडीसी करने का
नहीं
क्या
नहीं
जरूरत है?
नहीं, वो होता है इंटर साइट एप्लीकेशन में, है ना, वो बाय डिफॉल्ट आ जाता है।
जो
मतलब
सेम सेटिंग है।
पीडीसी में हमारा जो भी सर्विसेज है वो प्रमोट करने के बाद एडीसी में तो ऑटोमेटिक आ जाना चाहिए सारा सर्विसेज।
नहीं ना, ऑटोमेटिक नहीं आता है ना, यही तो दिक्कत है। सर्विसेज आ जाता है, जो मान के चलो आपने कोई यूजर बनाया पीडीसी में, आपने
है।
कोई न्यू यूजर क्रिएट किया हैरी के नाम से, वो हैरी यूजर कैसे आ जाएगा एडीसी के ऊपर, समझ रहे हो आप?
It's inter-site, right?
आई
इंटर
थिंक
साइट अगर होगा सर, तो इंटर साइट होगा तो यूजर भी तो कम्युनिकेट करेगा।
इंटर साइट एप्लीकेशन अगर होगा तो बेसिकली क्या होता है, इंटर साइट एप्लीकेशन में ऑटोमेटिक होता है वो, लेकिन इंटर साइट एप्लीकेशन कभी होता है कभी नहीं होता है। तो मान
बिकॉज
के
ऑफ
चलो अगर
डिफरेंस।
आपने कोई यूजर बना दिया पीडीसी के ऊपर, ठीक है, आपने को मान के चलो कोई न्यू यूजर वगैरह क्रिएट किया है पीडीसी पे, तो वो एडीसी पे मूव नहीं होगा, एडीसी पे वो कॉपी नहीं होगा, क्योंकि रेप्लिकेशन नहीं
पीडीसी
दोनों के बीच में।
पीडीसी पीडीसी में अगर कोई यूजर बनाते हैं तो वो एडीसी में रेप्लिकेट नहीं करेगा वो।
बाय डिफॉल्ट नहीं करेगा ना, जब तक आप रेप्लिकेशन नहीं करोगे।
हाँ, रेप्लिकेशन अगर चल रहा है तो हमारा सर्विसेज भी तो मूव करेगा ना।
सर्विसेज नहीं, देखो एक्टिव डायरेक्टरी में क्या मूव करता है, जो हम कर रहे हैं एक्टिव डायरेक्टरी एप्लीकेशन, है ना, सो जो
हाँ,
रेप्लिकेशन,
सर्विसेज में जस्ट लाइक जैसे एडीसी एडीडीएस है, डीएससीपी है, डीएनएस है, जो डीएनएस वगैरह के जो भी सर्विसेज हमारा पीडीसी में चल रहा है वो एडीसी में भी तो रन करना चाहिए ना रेप्लिकेट होने के बाद, वो सारा सेम सर्विसेज।
वो एडीसी में इंस्टॉल तो हो जाएगा, लेकिन वो कॉन्फ़िगर नहीं होगा ना प्रॉपर,
अच्छा, वो नहीं होगा फिर।
वो सेम सेटिंग नहीं आएगा ना। अब सेम सेटिंग अगर आप एडीसी में भी बनाओगे, मान के चलो आपने पीडीसी पे यूजर क्रिएट कर दिया हैरी के नाम से, एडीसी में हैरी यूजर है ही नहीं, तो आप फिर एडीसी में बनाओगे, समझ रहे हो आप? अगर ये एक दो यूजर्स की बात हो तो कोई कर दे।
सर यूजर तो सर बाद में ना, पहले हम सर्विसेज की बात करें। हमारा अगर पीडीसी में अगर डीएससीपी का सर्विसेज रन कर रहा है, ठीक है, पीडीसी में, तो हम अगर एडीसी में उसको रेप्लिकेट करते हैं तो एज इट इज सेम डीएससीपी का सर्विसेज इसमें भी रन करना चाहिए। कल के डेट में अगर हमारा पीडीसी डाउन हो जाता है तो वो एज ए एडीसी के थ्रू तो वो सेम सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड करना चाहिए ना।
तो वो करना चाहिए, लेकिन करता नहीं है ना, क्योंकि रेप्लिकेशन नहीं है। हम जो करने जा रहे हैं, क्या करने जा रहे हैं, रेप्लिकेशन ही तो करने जा रहे हैं।
जी हाँ, कि कल के डेट में अगर हमारा पीडीसी डाउन होता है तो वो एडीसी से सर्विस देगा।
हाँ, ताकि वो एडीसी सर्विस ले कल के टाइम पे, ठीक है, क्योंकि ऑटोमेटिक रेप्लिकेशन होता नहीं है। जो इंटर साइट रेप्लिकेशन है ना, वो ऑटोमेटिक होता तो है, लेकिन यूजर्स वगैरह टाइमली मूव होना, पार्टिकुलर टाइम पे रेप्लिकेट होना, हर 10 मिनट में रेप्लिकेशन कंप्लीट हो। मैंने कोई भी यूजर्स अगर क्रिएट कर दिया पीडीसी के ऊपर, या कोई भी कंप्यूटर्स वगैरह, कोई भी न्यू पीसी डोमेन ज्वाइन हुआ पीडीसी के साथ या इस डोमेन के साथ, तो वो इन्फॉर्मेशन पीडीसी के पास रहेगा। एडीसी के पास वो कब जाएगा, जब पीडीसी एडीसी रेप्लिकेट करेगा आपस में। तो हमें ये सेट करना होगा ना कि हर 10 मिनट में रेप्लिकेशन हो, हर 15 मिनट में हो, तो वो तो मैनुअली है। अगर ये मैनुअली है तो मैनुअली के लिए हमें क्या करना होगा, इंटरसेट रेप्लिकेशन, है ना। और बेसिकली क्या होता है रियल टाइम पे किसी प्रोजेक्ट में, ओके, जब दो सर्वर होते हैं तो दो को हम अलग अलग साइट में रखते हैं, क्योंकि अगर एक साइट ही पूरा करप्ट हो जाए तो साइट्स भी तो डिस्ट्रॉय हो सकता है, डेटा सेंटर भी डिस्ट्रॉय हो सकते हैं। सो इन सब चीजों को ध्यान में रखते हुए दो अलग अलग साइट पे काम करते हैं, ठीक है, क्योंकि प्लानिंग के अकॉर्डिंग मुंबई और दिल्ली दो अलग अलग साइट है, तो दो अलग अलग साइट में तो इंटर साइट होगा नहीं, है ना, इंटर साइट तो सेम साइट में होता है, ठीक है। सॉरी, जब अब क्लियर है कॉन्सेप्ट?
हाँ, मेरे कहने का मतलब है कि मैनुअली वो करना पड़ेगा, ऑटोमेटिक नहीं होगा।
यस, मैनुअली करना होगा हमें, और मैनुअली करने के टाइम हम ये सेट कर सकते हैं कि हर 15 मिनट में एप्लीकेशन हो, हर 10 मिनट में एप्लीकेशन।
मतलब वही कि मैनुअली टाइमिंग के हिसाब से करना पड़ेगा, मैनुअली या टाइमिंग।
यस, डेफिनेटली। Okay, so guys, let's see here. This server machine join a domain. Correct. Now this is a normal server machine in which there is a domain joined with PDC. Okay. So I will check here. Yeah, ADC is a communal name having a domain evasion.local. Correct. So we have, okay, so as we are creating an ADC machine, so we have done a domain join with PDC. Now I will add a ADDS role and I will promote into a domain controller. Where? On a ADC side, means the machine that I want to make ADC. Okay. So here I'm going to add a roles and features. Next. Okay, I'm just adding ADDS role. All of you know how to add, right? If you like to domain services, add features. Next. Okay. Now ADDS is going to add. Okay, now as all of you know, I will get the option of promote it into a domain controller. So I will promote this server into a domain controller. Okay, see here, you don't need to confuse. Simple thing is, if two domain controller are present under the same site, okay, just assume you have a two server, server 1, server 2. Both are okay. You haven't specified any site. आपने कोई site specify नहीं किया है. Correct. So both is having a same site. दोनों server एक ही site पे होगा. So दोनों के बीच में, okay, between two site, sorry, between a same site, there will be a inter-site replication. But assume the condition, if there are two different site, two different location, दो अलग अलग लोकेशन पे सर्वर बना है तो, correct, then you need a, because inter-site replication we don't need to do anything, ये automatic होता है. If two server present under the same site, so there will be automatic replication. But if two server having a two different site, so we need to configure a replication manually. And mostly cases it's happening, the two server having a two different site, because company having one headquarter and one normal corporate office. So in a headquarter, okay, there is a primary server. In a normal corporate office, there is an additional server. Correct. So on a time you can configure a inter-site replication. Okay, so okay, here ADDS role has been successfully installed. Promote this server to a domain controller. See. Okay, here you are seeing add a domain controller to an existing domain. Correct. I like to, okay, written here. We need to click on option, add a domain controller to an existing domain. Correct. Why? Because domain will be same, right? Having a two different server, two different domain controller, but will work for the same domain. Then you can click on next. But now I will get error, right? See, I'm getting error. What is error? You must supply a user account name. So here I will click on change. I will give, okay, credential. give the credential of ADC, not PDC. Okay.
What credential we have to put there?
Credential will be what is the username and password through that you are logging in a server, in the server machine. Credential of your ADC machine, this machine. Correct. By mistake, I written here credential of PDC. There will be credential of particular machine. In which machine you want to make a ADC. Okay. Now next. Correct. Now see guys, most important thing here. You are saying site name. See. So I will push this server to a which site? Delhi, right? Why? Because already in a Mumbai headquarter, okay, there is a PDC machine. Already, okay, there is a Mumbai, okay, headquarter, there is a PDC machine. So in this server, okay, that I want to make ADC. In this server, there is a, if I will click on Mumbai headquarter, so there will be a same site, right? So then there will be a automatic replication, which is a inter-site replication. Correct. But I am giving Delhi. Why? Because according to our scenario, okay, according to our condition, Delhi server needs a server. Okay. In a Delhi server, we need to push a server. So here I am giving a site name, Delhi. Because if I will choose Mumbai headquarter, HQ, so two different server will be in a same site. तो क्या होगा? दो अलग-अलग server same site पे आ जाएंगे. Okay, and automatically intra-site replication will happen. Okay, which is automatic. But let's assume if two server having a two different site, then what to do? Those server दो अलग-अलग site में तो क्या करोगे आप? Correct. Then we need an inter-site replication. That's why here I am giving Delhi. So that in this Delhi name site, okay, here in the server there will be ADC will show. ताकि यहाँ ADC show करे. Okay, Delhi. You know, okay, DSRM password here. Correct. You can write any password. But I am giving the same password as this machine password. This particular machine password. Okay. Now only next and install. Replicate from thing. Replicate from PDC. Okay, you can leave it by default. You can leave it any domain controller. Okay, but if you want, you can specify this server will get replicate from where? Is server के पास replicate कहाँ से हो? PDC, right?
From PDC.
Okay. Otherwise, you can give any domain controller because in any domain controller also it will capture PDC, right now. But if you have a multiple domain controller in a domain, right? But you want to make a replication between two server, you can specify the replicate from which server? From pdc.evision.local. Then you can click on next. Next. You are seeing configure this server as an additional Active Directory domain controller. Means now this server is ready to configure as a additional domain controller. For which domain? Evision.local. In which site? Delhi site. Primary server exists under Mumbai headquarters site. Secondary server exists under Delhi site. Then you can click next. Now it will take a second for verify. Yeah, verified. Now you can click on install. And now you can wait a 2 to 5 minutes and you will see in this machine the ADDS role will configure, and here I will able to see server ADC. यहाँ मुझे ADC server दिखने लगेगा. Let's wait and watch. Okay, so I'm going to check. Yeah. Now, okay, I'm refreshing here. See, ADC comes, right? Correct. So now, okay, things is completed. That now we have a two different server. We have a two domain controller. One is a PDC, one is a ADC. PDC having a server, okay, site Mumbai headquarter. ADC having a site Delhi. Now there will be a replication between PDC and ADC. We need to configure manually. Okay, this server is now start, right? This is my ADC machine. Okay. Here you can verify that how many domain controller exist under this domain. Okay, you will go to the tools now, Active Directory US and computers. Okay, for a verification. Okay. In that local domain, how many domain controller? ADC and PDC. Okay, ADC having a site Delhi, PDC having a site Mumbai. If I have a two different site, then how to come do an application? Now see. Now, okay, you are seeing default site link, correct? In IP here. Correct. So here, what can you do? You can rename. Otherwise, you can delete this one. आप इसे delete कर दो. It depends on you. Okay, I'm going to delete. I'm going to create a site link. Why? If I will not create, okay, I want to make an application between two different sites. Correct. So if I want to do an application between two different sites, so I need, okay, I need to create a site link between two different sites. Then I will start replication. Okay, I will create a site link in which I will specify both side. Correct. Automatically both side has been specified here, but I have deleted so that I can show you. Okay. So in a site, okay, IP, right click, new site link. The site name. Okay, I'm giving site name like Mumbai headquarter to Delhi site. Okay. Okay, you are saying site in this link. Delhi and Mumbai headquarter name site present in this link. You will click OK. Correct. Here. But you are able to see in this site how, okay, what is the replication interval? 180. Means after 180 minute, okay, you can, whenever you right click, you can click on properties here. You can see after every 180 minute there will be a replication. हर okay 3 घंटे में replication होगा by default. I want to make it 10 minutes. Means each and every 10 minutes between two different sites, Delhi and Mumbai, there will be a replication. See, I can't give 10 because minimum time will be 15. 15 minute का minimum time होना चाहिए. So replicate every 15 minutes minimum. If you want to schedule something, for example, you want that replication not available on Sunday, replication Sunday के दिन ना हो. So you can give replication not available on Sunday. You can click on change schedule. Okay, you can schedule that on Sunday. There will be no any replication. Sunday को कोई replication ना हो. But I don't want these things. Okay, I want application every day. Application available every day. Otherwise, correct, you can specify that on a Sunday there will be no any application. Sunday को कोई application ना हो. Correct. So minimum you can specify 15 minutes. Inter-site replication minimum 15 minutes.
Tarun, what about cost? Like mention.
Cost means bandwidth. Cost means if the cost is low, means bandwidth will high. Correct. Cost means bandwidth, like speed. You can say replication speed. So by default it's 100. You can leave it 100. Correct. If you want, you can increase, but if you will increase, there will be loss. Loss means it will take less speed.
Sir, is this IOPS 100? We can say it IOPS. Input,
IOPS you
output
can say
per-
definitely bandwidth and IOPS.
Okay.
Input output per second.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So you can leave the cost 100. Of course 100 is short. Okay. You can read about the meaning of cost and all.
So it's 100 is a standard.
Yeah,
thing?
100 is a standard. You can say IOPS.
Mhm. Okay.
Correct. You can see the meaning of cost and all. Okay, it's not written here. Cost means you can say it's a like IOPS, bandwidth, speed. The timing will be 15 minutes. But what will be bandwidth?
Yeah.
Like slow, fast. So 100 is a
Mhm.
standard.
Okay.
Okay, you can make a changes. You can make it 10. Then you can try what will happen. Right. Okay, and according to requirement, you can schedule an application. That application will not available in this day. Okay, I've given every day. Okay, 15 minutes. Apply and okay. Correct. So now site link having a 15-minute application. Now you can start application. You are seeing all tasks. Okay, in a particular PDC machine, right? All tasks. Here. Replicate configuration from selected DC to the selected DC. Okay, otherwise you can click on check replication topology. So Active Directory domain controller on domain controller PDC has checked replication. You will need to refresh the site's containers to see any new or deleted connections. What can I do? Okay, yeah. You are seeing there is a replication of PDC between PDC and ADC, right? You can just right click here or you can click on replicate now. You are seeing one or more of these ADDS connection are between domain control different site. ADDS will attempt to replicate across this connection. Click on OK. Means I just right click on replicate now. So what happened? Kya hua? Now replication started between PDC and ADC. From now it will take a 15 minutes, and what is the data present on a PDC will move to ADC. Then if I will update something on a PDC, so on next 15 minutes it will update on a ADC. So on a next 15 minutes it will update on ADC. Next 15 minutes में वो ADC पे update होगा. What is the replication timing I have given? 15 minutes. Right. You can check our application of ADC. Application from selected DC. Here, okay, you can't check anything. Okay. See, replicate is happening from ADC is getting replicate from PDC. Correct. Okay. Now, okay, I'm showing to you.
Tarun,
Yes,
yeah, we are replicating users or machines.
I'm replicating Active Directory.
Okay.
Active Directory objects. Okay, in objects, users, okay, and computers, applications, what an AD contains will replicated to ADC.
Including user also, right?
Yeah, including user also, definitely. You can see now, okay, I'm showing to you. This is my PDC machine, right? As you had seen, right? This is my PDC machine. Correct. Here I have a user. Okay, Harry. So I'm checking till now, is any Harry user replicated here? Because in this machine, I haven't created any Harry. In this ADC, okay, this is my okay, ADC machine now. See, by default, there is a Harry and Mary user. Correct, in ADC. Now here I'm going to okay, this is again my PDC machine. So don't be confused. Okay, this is a PDC machine. You can check. Okay, here I am creating a user. New user. User I am giving demo. Demo 1. This demo 1 user will also replicate to ADC. This is my ADC machine, right? As okay, I'm switching very because on the upper side, okay, I have option. So each ADC user will replicate. Okay, sorry, each demo 1 user will replicate here. Not right now. When? After 15 minutes. Correct. Right now. Demo 1, okay. User is not present in ADC. It will present on after 15 minutes. Correct. I can show to all of you. Otherwise, the demo okay, accurate, right? So after updating anything on a okay, particular this machine, okay, you can just replicate. Otherwise, okay, there is no need of replicated now. Already replication is stated. Correct. I'm just creating, okay, I'm just doing the replicate now, okay, without any use. Now, okay, I don't need to click on replicate because now each and every 15 minutes, ADC will automatically get a data from PDC. If ADC need okay, any kind of data from PDC. Correct. Because the replication interval is 15 minutes. The replication interval क्या है? 15 minutes का है. So now in 15 minutes, in ADC machine, I will see that there is a demo 1 user. Definitely. See, before 15 minutes, okay, it comes. Before 15 minutes, it comes. Why? You know, in a server token before 15 minutes, demo 1 user comes. How? Because here manually I have right click, okay, and click on replicate now. मैंने manually replicate now कर दिया था. But if okay, I will not click on replicate now. So every 15 minutes, demo 2, okay, means what is the new update will come on a PDC, will update on a ADC. PDC में जो new update होगा, वो ADC में भी पहुंच जाएगा. Because the replication interval is 15 minutes. Right. Again, okay, here I'm creating a user on a PDC side. User. Username is demo2. Okay. Now if I will not click on replicate now manually, अगर मैं manually replicate now नहीं करूँगा, then also we don't need to worry. After 15 minutes, the ADC machine will get demo2 user. Correct. This is a PDC now. Okay, I'm updating everything on a PDC. On a okay ADC till now only that okay there is a demo1 user. But in 15 minutes means okay. In 15 minutes here demo2 will come. 15 minutes में यहाँ पे demo2 नाम का user आ जाएगा. Correct. So it's an automatic replication between two different sites. Okay, if you want faster replication, correct. Okay, okay, means you don't want to wait for a 15 and 20 minutes on all. So what can you do? On a PDC site, in both site NTDS setting, you can click replicate now, replicate now. So at a time, the particular new update will reach to the ADC, which PDC contains. But in a busy schedule, in an organization, it's not possible that one by one, correct, means, okay, instantly you will replicate. So that's why I stated a replication interval 15 minutes. So that in 15 minutes, automatically ADC machine will get a new data if PDC have any new data. PDC की active directory के अंदर कुछ भी अपडेट हुआ होगा वो ADC को मिल जाएगा 15 मिनट के बाद. Okay guys, I hope this concept is clear. Manually, okay, I did a replication. Correct. Now in a 15 minutes, automatically ADC machine will get demo2 name user. Okay, and whatever the update in a PDC, I will okay, I will do. जो मैं PDC पे अपडेट करूंगा वो ADC तक पहुंच जाएगा in 15 minutes. Yeah, Orange, is it clear? What was your doubts?
Yeah, right, sir.
Correct. You were asking, it was the inter-site replication, right? And we did something different.
Tarun, can you send this document to us?
Definitely, you will get all the document.
Hi, Tarun. Tarun here. Actually, this is my first class and I've missed my last class. So can you share the notes of that class as well? So it will be a really great help from you.
See, okay, in the end of the session, I will share all the notes. But okay, if you did a today practical now, means okay, means if you are continue from today starting of the session, and as well as I will send a recording to the Anamika madam. Okay, from that you are getting a class link for today's session. So she will send you a recording of, okay, for today's session.
Yeah, actually it's really needed because this is my first class. So maybe I missed some things because I've joined at 8 p.m. So half an hour to मैंने already miss कर दिया था. So
okay, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You will get a okay.
And if we need any kind of help related to this, so to whom we should contact? Should like we should have to contact you only for that?
Yes, only me. I will send my mail ID.
Yeah, you can just send the email and if you can send the number, so that
yeah.
Really great.
Okay, noted my email ID.
Yeah, you can just tell.
Okay, I'm sending my email. Guys, see what's happening now. For example, all of you okay have a okay means all of you get a recording and notes, everything. Don't worry about it. As well as in between, if you want to contact with me, correct, regarding technical queries, correct. So you can ping a message to me in my mail ID. Okay, I'm very active in a mail.
Tarun, why don't you create a WhatsApp group? We have around 22 people, so there is a more beneficial and easy to ping you on WhatsApp.
Yeah, just see what I'm saying. Actually, you will get a recording and notes, everything, right? So there will be no doubts. Okay, if you will perform according to recording, right? For example, if you're not able to, okay, means, okay, if you miss some steps, so you can visit the recording, so you can watch everything. Okay. Even you are getting some queries, then you can, okay, write a message to me in my mail ID. Because WhatsApp group like this,
Tarun, could you please provide us the recording of the first session as well? Because
no, actually, Manish, na, what's happened in our first session, I haven't recorded anything. That's why.
Tarun sir, sorry to interrupt, guys. तरुण सर, एक्चुअली मेरा भी कुछ डाउट था, मैंने लिया तो था, बट मेरा कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर नहीं है उसमें. एक बार हो जाता सर, क्योंकि और भी बंदे यहाँ नए हैं. तो
किस चीज में
सर फर्स्ट क्लास का एक बार और ले लेते, क्योंकि उसको आपको उस टाइम पूरा डिटेल में नहीं बताना पड़ेगा. एटलीस्ट सर्वर इंस्टॉल करना और ये सब एक बार और फिर से बता देते सर. तो मुझे लगता है कि अब ये बेटर
तरीका है. तो सर वैसा कुछ था भी नहीं, नॉर्मल
सर्वर इंस्टॉल हुआ ही नहीं है. सर्वर इंस्टॉल नहीं हुआ है, ठीक है.
नहीं, मतलब जो
server
भी
installation, OS installation are also same.
See one thing, Manikant and all, just wait. What's happening? Server installation is not a very big deal. You have an ISO file of machine, okay, you have an ISO file of OS. How you are installing a normal OS, through the same way you can install a server OS. The file is different only. Nothing, installation process is different. Okay. And as well as at the end of the today's session, correct, I will show you the server installation process. All right.
Okay.
Today end of the session, I will show you server installation process. Okay.
सर.
Yes.
सर मेरा भी ये फर्स्ट क्लास था, लेकिन डायरेक्टली स्टार्टेड ये एक्टिव डायरेक्टली रेप्लिकेशन से हो रहा है सर. बाकी का कुछ भी पता नहीं है, सब डिटेल्स.
सर वैसा कुछ भी नहीं है. एक बार अगर फर्स्ट डेमो का वीडियो देख लेंगे ना तो सारा डॉट्स क्लियर हो जाएगा. वैसा कुछ भी नहीं है.
हाँ, लेकिन सर बोल रहे हैं फर्स्ट डे का वीडियो रिकॉर्डेड नहीं है, उसके लिए.
डेफिनेटली फर्स्ट डे रिकॉर्ड, ओके, वीडियो आई हैव रिकॉर्डेड. करेक्ट. सो मैं आपको आज क्लास के एंड में आप हाफ एन आवर और टाइम दे देना.
हाँ सर.
ठीक है, तो मैं वो चीज आपको रिपीट कर दूंगा.
ठीक है.
वही सर, मैं भी यही कह रहा था, एक बार वो चीज रिपीट हो जाए तो बेटर होगा.
सिंपल सी बात ये है कि सबसे सर्वर इंस्टॉलेशन और एडी एक्टिव डायरेक्टरी इंस्टॉलेशन आप शॉर्ट में वीडियो बता दो कैसे कहीं से या फिर लिंक दे.
No, just wait, okay, just see. And the end of the session, right? Correct. The person who missed the first session, you can continue. You can give half an hour more. I will show you how to install server and how to install ADDS role on server that we did on a first session. All right.
Exactly, sir. Exactly.
Okay, and in a recording, okay, what is the recording today you will get now? In that, it will be also available. Okay, don't worry about it. First session and the end I will cover. All right.
Yeah, right.
And when मैं first session भी cover कर दूँगा. Don't worry. Now continue with this one. Okay. So guys, okay, in a 15 minute ना, 15 minute happen or not? I'm not sure.
सर तो ADC पे अगर कोई चेंजेस करेंगे तो वो PDC पे भी सेम होगा.
हाँ, वो भी हो जाएगा. दोनों रेप्लिकेट है ना एक दूसरे से.
Yeah.
Both are replicated. Generally हम ADC का यूज नहीं करते, right? Generally we are not using ADC. Correct. Generally we are using PDC. If PDC got down, then ADC will help us because replication has been created, so ADC will provide a service. Okay, and as well as now more than this, we have a topic FSMO roles in AD. So FSMO is the advanced version of these all things. FSMO क्या है, इन सबके advanced version है that I will show you on some different classes. Correct. तो मैं आपको बाद में दिखा दूंगा कैसे FSMO.
सर वन मोर डाउट.
यस
सर, अगर पीडीसी डाउन होने के बाद एडीसी यूज करते हैं ना, उस टाइम पे कुछ चेंजेस हो गए तो पीडीसी में आता है क्या?
नहीं, देखो, okay, just each and every 15 minutes there will be replication, right?
हाँ सर.
For example, just assume now, okay, your PDC got down, okay, in 9:30 p.m. So So maybe the last replication happened on 9/28. Okay, as an example. So in 9:28 p.m., if PDC got any update, so their update will reach to ADC. So there will be a zero data loss according to users and computers, right?
Okay.
That's why it's a better solution. And more than this, more than this, what will happen? We can make a ADC machine as a PDC. हम ADC को PDC बना सकते हैं through FSMO. That I will teach you later about it.
Okay. सर और एक बात है, अगर PDC डाउन है 15 मिनट्स 30 मिनट्स के लिए, वो अगर ADC में कुछ चेंजेस कर दिया, हमने यूजर को ऐड किया, कुछ चेंजेस हो गया, तो PDC में बाद में PDC ऑन होने के बाद रेप्लिकेट होता है कि नहीं, वो पूछा।
हाँ, वो अगर वापस से सेम टू सेम ऑन हो गया,
हाँ सर,
वो अगर सेम टू सेम स्टेट में आ गया तो वो हो जाएगा। अगर वो सेम टू सेम स्टेट में नहीं आया तो नहीं होगा। उस कंडीशन पे हम FSMO रोल करते हैं।
ठीक है सर।
ये सेम टू सेम स्टेट मींस
व्हाट?
ये अभी आपने बोला ना सेम टू सेम स्टेट में अगर ये स्टार्ट होता है तो।
हाँ, सेम टू सेम मतलब ओके, इनका कहने का मतलब ये था कि अगर मान के चलो आप PDC आपका ऑफ मींस करप्ट हो गया, लेकिन वापस से जीरो डेटा लॉस के साथ रिकवर हो गया, कुछ भी लॉस नहीं हुआ, सेम टू सेम सब कुछ है, सो रेप्लिकेशन तो फिर से चालू हो जाएगा ना। ये कहने का मतलब था। Okay, so guys, let's take a break of 10 minutes. Okay, and then we will see that okay, on ADC demo 2 name users comes or means okay, come or not. Okay.
Okay,
and,
sir.
And then
we will
start trust release. What? Yes, Orangedeep, you are saying something?
No, sir.
Okay, so I will mute for next 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Oh, okay, sure. Thank you.
Okay. Need to practice to install VMware.
Just what to install, Mukesh? Okay, and end of the session now, I will give. Okay, I will give you a session of a first day. Half an hour extra today I will give you as per the first day of recovery session. Correct. Okay. Okay, so guys, is 15 minutes completed from last application? Okay, 1 minute more pending. 21, 34, 35. Okay, in 21, 35, so there will be exact 15 minutes. So this is a server 2. Oh, sorry, this is server 1, right? This is your PDC machine. So in ADC side, I'm going to refresh. See, there's a demo 2, right? Means each and every 15 minutes, there is an automatic replication is happening. हर 15 मिनट में automatic replication हो रहा है. Now I hope it's clear application concept, inter-site replication concept. Any doubts, anyone?
In call of a server.
What? I'm not able to hear you, Ajay.
Yes, sir. It's clear, sir. It's clear.
Okay. So guys, is any question anyone in an application? How to replicate each other? What I did, what are the settings? Is any kind of doubts and some queries in your mind? So please ask.
No, as of now. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So now, okay, let's see about a trust relationship, trust and all. Trust means what? Who will tell me what is the meaning of trust?
Trust we are using like in between in different organization, or you can say like in the primary domain control to child DC, PDC to create the relationship.
Guys, trust means belief, right? Okay, in a simple language, trust means belief, bharosa, right now? In simple meaning, leave it the server and technical concept. Trust means belief and bharosa. Okay, in Hindi. So let's, okay, I'm creating a one scenario for you. Just assume this is a one company. In a company, you have a one server and you have a second server. Okay, trust relationship having some different concept. Replication needs a same domain, right? Trust relationship means just assume I have a one server. In this server, I have a domain evision.local. Evision.local. I have another server in which there is a domain wipro.local. And I have a one, okay, I have a some client machine. This is my client machine. Client machine having a domain joined with evision.local. This is the client PC. So client PC having a domain joined with server.
You are on mute, Tarun.
Yeah, I know I will unmute. Okay, so see, okay, there is a one client PC. Correct. So now just assume the client PC having a domain joined with evision.local. Correct. Okay, and I have some other server having some other domain. Okay, just assume this condition. So if I will create a user in wipro.local, for example, okay, username is a okay, Tom. Client machine having a domain joined with evision.local. Evision.local. But if I will get a user in wipro.local Tom, so if I will try to log in through a Tom user in this PC, can I log in? Will I able to log in?
No.
Guys, I'm asking to all of you. Some people are active, some are not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, why? Because
Both
client
have
having a
different domain.
different domain, okay, and different domain users cannot log in.
Yes.
Correct. So guys, if in this condition, just assume eVision company and Wipro company having a tie-up. Okay, just assume this kind of scenario. eVision company and Wipro company having a tie-up. Okay, and according to the tie-up, what's happened? Okay, we want, okay, from IT department, okay, management team is expecting that the users who is present on eVision.local will also able to log in computer, okay, who were domain join with eVision.local. The user who is present in a Wipro.local company is expecting, because of there is a deal between both companies, there's a tie-up between both company, correct? So, okay, organization want that the users of Wipro.local can also log in this PC, which is in a eVision.local domain, and vice versa. Okay, and vice versa. There is a one another client machine. There is a one another client PC who have a domain Wipro.local. Okay, and eVision.local having a domain Harry. So by default, Harry user can only log in this PC, and Tom user can only log in this PC, right? By default. But according to the tie-up, a system engineer need to create a such kind of connection so that Tom can also log in eVision.local domain all the PC. Harry can also log in Wipro.local domain all the PC. How it's possible? By default, not possible, according to Active Directory rules. But if we will create a trust between two different domains, then it will be possible. If we will create a trust between eVision.local and Wipro.local domain, then it will be possible that both users can log in each and every pieces. So what is trust? Trust is a connection object between two different domains. Okay, I have a notes I will show to you. Trust is a connection object between two different domains. दो अलग अलग डोमेन के बीच में ट्रस्ट क्या है? Connection object है. And what is trust relationship? The connection between two different domains for sharing resources is known as a trust relationship. The connection between two different domains for the purpose of sharing resources known as a trust relationship. Okay. So let's try to understand the trust relationship theory part. What is trust relationship? How many kind of trust? What is their directions? What is their transitivity? Okay, because while configuration, these all things will come into a picture. Like which kind of trust you want to configure. Okay, which kind of direction you want to give for a trust. Which kind of okay, transitivity you want to give for a trust. Right. So simple meaning, both domain and their users can access each other resources once it will be trusted. जब ये trusted हो जाएगा. Once Wipro.local, eVision.local will be trusted to each other, then their users can access each every resources. Harry can log in this PC. Tom can log in this PC. Harry can share resources with Tom directly, even having a different domain. Because by default, a domain user can only share their any kind of file and folders to their same domain of PC and network by default. But once two servers will be trusted to each other, then both can share resources, both can share file folders and whatever they want. Correct. So let's see some theory part of trust relationship. Okay, then it will be more clear. So I have a trust relationship theory part where I need to check. Okay, just give me a second. Otherwise, okay, I will write it on everything. Don't worry. In this PC I have. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, I'm checking because if I have documents, it will be easy, right? That easily we can understand. Otherwise, I will write it down everything. Don't worry about it. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, I think I have. It may be in my drive. Just wait. I told you, no? I given a session to someone before years ago as well. Okay, I've already created a document so that okay, we don't need to. Okay, means I don't need to write anything. So let's see. What is trust? As you are able to see these notes. Okay, I will share these notes, all these things with all of you. So you are seeing trust is a connection object between two different domains. Trust is a connection object between two different domains. And what is the purpose of creation of trust? Trust बनाने के पीछे purpose क्या है? Purpose is okay. Purpose is very clear. That two different domains and their users can access each other resources. Okay, it may also possible. Second scenario, it may also possible that in your company there's a two different domain is going on. आपके company में दो अलग-अलग domain use हो रहा है. Okay, it's happening in okay in a one organization. Okay, inside of one project. Okay, according to the clients, the organization is using two different domains. Okay, so for due to some other reasons, due to some type purpose, the two different company having a tie-up to each other. So in this condition, if you will create a trust relationship, okay, if you will create trust between two different domains, so what will happen? Both users and all the things will be accessible for all. Okay. So as you are able to see, trust relationship in Active Directory. So trust is the connection object between two different domains. What is trust? Trust is the connection object between two different domains. The trust having two different methods means we can do a trust from two different ways. First method is the implicit trust. Second is the explicit trust. Implicit trust is automatically created. Okay, and implicit trust like a useless. Implicit trust okay automatically created. Okay, and like a useless. ये useless होता है. Second, you have an explicit trust. Because explicit trust means created by a system admin manually. Means as an admin, me and you need to create this trust manually. हमें ये manually create करना होगा. Means we are going to create explicit trust, because according to theory part, according to only theory part, we are running that implicit trust is going to create automatically, but not happening like this. ऐसा कुछ होता नहीं. Correct? If automatically trust is going to create, so why we are not able to access other resources? हम क्यों access नहीं कर पाते हैं? Right? According to theory part only, okay, and according to bookish language, you can say we are saying that implicit trust is automatically created, but there is no any trust between two different domains automatically. It's only manually we need to configure. So we are configuring explicit trust, which are created by a system administrator manually. तो system administrator के through manually create किया जाता है. And trust having a six different types: parent-child trust, tree-root trust, external trust, forest trust, shortcut, and realm trust. Actually, parent-child trust and tree-root trust is an implicit trust. Means created automatically. Parent-child means between ADC and between CDC. Between PDC, between ADC. Between PDC and ADC, there will be trust automatically, right? How? Because if any user present in ADC, okay, because both having the same domain, no? Okay, दोनों domain तो same है. Correct. So parent-child trust, okay, tree-root trust is an implicit trust, because it's the same domain. ये same domain में होता है. Like a PDC and ADC. जैसा example है PDC और ADC. Then we have an external trust, forest trust, shortcut, and realm trust. All these four trust is explicit trust. Means either we can create external trust, we can create forest trust, we can create shortcut and realm trust. Generally, we are creating a forest trust, because if there is a two different server, so it's 110% that there will be a two different forest, right? दो अलग अलग सर्वर हैं, दो अलग अलग डोमेन हैं, so दो अलग अलग फॉरेस्ट होंगे ना, right or wrong?
Right.
What is forest? I told you forest
Collections of objects.
Yeah, collection of a domain.
Domain, sorry.
When we are creating a PDC and all, correct? When we are creating a PDC machine, so we are first clicking on add a new forest. हम first click किस पे करते हैं? Add a new forest पे. Why? Because first we need to add a forest, then we can add anything. पहले हम forest add करते हैं, फिर कुछ और. Correct. So that's why the most important trust we have a forest trust. Okay, shortcut and okay, external trust, okay, I will explain you, but not right now, while practical. Okay, then you will understand it easily. Okay. As a trust having a direction. Direction means, okay, for example, two different servers are trusted to each other. Just assume when you are creating a trust between two different domain, correct? So there is a trust between two different domain here. But the things is, there is a one-way trust or two-way trust. One-way trust means if you will get a one-way trust between evision.local and wipro.local, means the users of evision will able to access the wipro.local users and all, but wipro.local will not be able to access evision.local. If I will create a one-way trust, okay, on evision.local domain, so Harry can access wipro.local PC, but Tom cannot access evision.local PC. Why? Because there is a one-way trust. But if I will create a two-way trust, the direction is okay. We have a two direction. Okay, according to document, one-way trust and two-way trust. One way trust means only one can access. Okay, one can access at a time. Okay. And if I will get a trust between Wipro.local and evision.local for one-way trust. So Tom can access this PC, evision.local domain PC. But Harry will not be able to access Wipro.local PC. Because there is a one-way trust. Okay, एक ही way का trust है वो. That's why we are always creating a two-way trust. Correct. One-way trust also we can get according to situation. According to situation, we can get a one-way trust. For example, okay, you want that Harry can access this one. This one Harry can access, but Tom cannot access this one. So you can create a one-way trust between evision.local domain and Wipro.local domain, in which evision will be the primary, Wipro will be the secondary. But if you want opposite, like Tom can access this PC, but Harry cannot access this PC. So primary will be Wipro, secondary will be evision. But if you will create two-way trust, so both can access each other resources. Both can access each other resources without any kind of fear and without any kind of error. That's why mostly cases we are creating two-way trust. Mostly cases हम क्या करते हैं? Two-way trust बनाते हैं. Because of two-way trust means both can access each other resources.
But we are saying for the one-way trust and two-way trust in case if we are implementing. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, Ram Sundar, we can hear, but I think Tarun connection is not working.
Hello.
Yes, Shyam, tell me. Actually, I got disconnected. My router goes off. Tell me.
Okay. I was just saying, if in the case of we are implementing one-way trust or two-way trust, so there is any technical terms. Is there any technical terms, or we have? This is just for understand.
Actually, I'm not able to hear your voice properly. You can write a message to me. That will be good.
Okay, one moment. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay, all right. What I was saying, you were saying for the one-way trust and two-way trust. So in the case of if we are implementing one-way or two-way trust, so is there any technical terms or anything what we have to say, or this is for only our understanding? That is I'm saying.
It's a practical terms. When
Okay,
I
so,
will create a trust relationship, now I will get an option.
Right.
I will get an option what I want, direction, one way or two way.
Right,
If I will select one way, so in which server I am creating a one way trust, that one server will be a primary, and for which, okay, what is my designation server? Second domain server will be secondary. So my server users can access second, okay, target server and designation server resources, but designation servers and target server resources can't access my resource.
Okay,
got it.
Providing two-way server.
What?
Can accept both, right? Each other.
No, I'm not able to hear you again, Sam.
I'm telling you, if we are implementing two-way trust, then we will be able to access our resources to each other.
Yes, if we will implement two-way trust, so both users and resources will be accessible for each other. Okay.
Sir, one more question. Once a server is created, in between that we need to change. We are able to change or not?
Sir, what do you want to change?
Trust relation. First, I am selected the one-way trust. In between, I need to give the both way two-way trust.
No,
we can change or
yes. See, if you have created everything, right?
Okay.
So later on you can edit.
Okay.
Okay, I will show you the practically all the things. Later on you can edit. Correct. But if you will edit, so you need to start both server.
Okay.
Why? Because setting, okay, you have given a first different setting. So that one setting took by both servers, both domains. Now you change the setting. Now you change the settings. So now maybe that one changes setting will take a time to apply. Okay, we'll need a restart of both side machines.
Okay.
That's why it's suggested. Okay, and we need to do everything according to planning.
Okay.
We need to do everything according to planning.
Planning.
Okay. Correct. That okay, we plan for one way, so we only do one way.
Okay.
We plan for two way, so we will do two way. So that we don't need to restart anything.
Okay, sir.
But we can edit. We have an option. Okay, and it will be clear when you will see the practical things.
Yes.
Okay, I will show you everything. Right. So one way and two way. Okay, and according to our planning, we can. But guys, okay, trust having a transitivity. Transitivity. What is the meaning of transitivity? Guys, transitivity means, let's assume. Here, okay, I'm telling you. Let's assume I have a 3 domain. Okay, I'm giving you examples here. Let's assume I have a 3 domain. Now, I'm reading this one. Just give me a second. Okay. What is the meaning of transitivity? Because these all will be the options we will get while creation, while configuration. So the technical terms should be clear. So just assume I have a one more domain. This domain name is a ibm.com, ibm.local. Okay. So for a more easy purpose, okay, just assume ibm.local is a domain A, ibm.local is a domain B, and info.local is a domain C. For a understanding purpose, that okay, every time I'm using very long, long word, right? Very long. Local, ibm.local. So instead of this, for understanding, just assume this is a domain A, this is a domain B, and this is a domain C. We have a 3 different server having a 3 different domain. Correct. Now transitivity comes in a picture. So transitivity having a 2 different type: transitive trust and then transitive trust. So if we will create transitive trust, okay, for example, domain A is trusted to domain B, just assume, and domain B is trusted to domain C. Domain A is trusted to domain B. Okay, domain A is trusted to just a second. Domain A is trusted to domain B, and domain B is also trusted to domain C. So if while creation of trust relationship, if I will give transitive trust, so what will happen? What will happen? A and C will be trusted. A and C will be trusted. If it's a transitive trust, so A and C will be trusted. If it's a transitive trust, Okay, and domain A is trusted to domain B, and domain B is trusted to domain C. So if trust, okay, transitivity is a transitive trust. So A and C will be trusted. If it's a non-transitive trust, so A and C will not be able to trust it. A and B is trusted, B and C is trusted, but A and C will not be trusted if it's a non-transitive trust. What's the meaning? You will understand from here as well. Transitive means A trusted to okay B. Just assume domain A is trusted to domain B, and domain B is trusted to domain C. Domain B is trusted to domain C. If it's a transitive trust, if it's a transitive trust, it means A is trusted to domain C. A B C के साथ trusted होगा. Correct. But if it's a non-transitive trust, if the trust transitivity is a non-transitive, okay, and the situation is like A is trusted to B and B is trusted to C, it means A will not be trusted to C. A C के साथ trust नहीं होगा because it's a non-transitive. So while creation of a trust relationship and trust between a domain, between two different domains, we can select their transitivity. We can select their transitivity. If we will say, okay, if we will select transitive trust, so situation will be like this. Like A trusted to B and B also trusted to C. So automatically A and C will trust it. But if we will select non-transitive trust, okay, and the situation will be A is trusted to B and B is trusted to C, it means A will not be able to trust with C because it's a non-transitive. Means transaction will not increase. Okay, transitive will not be able to communicate with another one. So while creation of trust, we need to understand all these technical terms, like which trust we are creating. Okay, what is the type? Correct. Okay, we will get option external, forest, and shortcut. Correct. So on the time, okay, I will explain you the meaning of external, forest, and trust shortcut. Then I will get option direction. Choose a direction of a trust. If I will choose one-way direction, one-way trust. If I will choose one-way trust, so what will happen?
Only a single domain user can access to the other domain.
Definitely. And if I will select two-way trust, so both can access each other resources.
Yes.
Arun sir,
in case of one-way
can we
one-way trust? Can you hear me?
Okay, Samsundar, you can press.
Okay, in the case of we are doing one-way trust, so in that case we are able to access everything, but another domain he cannot access our resources, right?
Definitely. That's the meaning.
ओके सर, तो क्या हम इसके एग्जांपल ओक्टा या माइक्रोसॉफ्ट ऑथेंटिकेटर को मान सकते हैं इस ट्रांजिटिव ट्रस्ट के लिए, क्योंकि वो अदर डोमेन पे है और अगर वो अलाउ करता है तभी हम एसएसओ लॉगिन कर पाते हैं, राइट?
हाँ, देखो वो है ना एक एप्लीकेशन है, राइट? माइक्रोसॉफ्ट ऑथेंटिकेटर क्या है?
बट उसने अपना सर्वर तो बनाया होगा ना सर कहीं ना कहीं। उसका
देखो वो जो सर्वर बना है ना वो बैकएंड में चल रहा है
जी,
ठीक है, और उसका ट्रस्ट रिलेशनशिप वगैरह से कोई कांटेक्ट नहीं है, वो एक सॉफ्टवेयर के ऊपर काम कर रहा है। यहाँ हम एक फिजिकल सर्वर की बात कर रहे हैं,
वो बस यूजर ऑथेंटिकेशन के लिए यूज होता है।
यस, ओके। ऑथेंटिक माइक्रोसॉफ्ट ऑथेंटिकेटर से हम किस लिए यूज करते हैं? दैट यूजर विल ऑथेंटिकेट, अदरवाइज वी हैव ओटीपी ऑप्शन।
या
करेक्ट,
ओके
okay. Microsoft Authenticator is an app just like, okay, I'm going to log in, okay, and in this application I authenticate. So just I will place, okay, means just I will give approve, I got login. I don't need to give a password. I don't need to give any OTP.
Okay. बट समटाइम्स
that's
सर
a-
कोई पर्टिकुलर वेबसाइट जब हम एक्सेस करते हैं किसी भी रियल टाइम सिनेरियो में कंपनी में, तब भी किसी रेस्ट्रिक्टेड वेबसाइट पे ओक्टा या इसके लिए ऑथेंटिकेशन ऑप्शन दिया जाता है कि हाँ जब तक आप ऑथेंटिकेट नहीं करोगे हम आपको आगे प्रोसीड नहीं करने देंगे।
नहीं वो अलग चीज है, वो ऑथेंटिकेशन वगैरह क्लाउड के थ्रू होता है, वो मैं आपको बताऊंगा एज्योर एडी में।
That is a GPO, I think.
What?
That he was saying that restricted sites. I think that is a GPO.
नहीं
Group
जीपीओ
policy.
वगैरह मैं बताऊंगा क्या होता है, जीपीओ वगैरह ग्रुप पॉलिसी वगैरह, ठीक है। लेकिन जो आप बोल रहे हो उसका ट्रस्ट वगैरह से कोई कॉन्टेक्ट नहीं है, वो एक वेब सर्वर है, वो एक वेबसाइट है।
ओके
ठीक है, वहां पे एज्योर एडी के अंदर एक कॉन्सेप्ट है हमारे पास, इन एज्योर एडी वी हैव अ कॉन्सेप्ट कंडीशनल एक्सेस। Okay, I will teach you on Azure class conditional access. We can enable a conditional access and we can create a permission for that one conditional access. We are talking about a conditional access.
Tarun, I have
Yes,
one question.
Please
Like
ask.
we are creating a one-way trust communication, right? So like आपने एक बनाया evasion.com anything and wipro.local, ठीक है। तो evasion wipro का कोई भी डेटा लाइक एक्सेस कर सकता है, like,
अगर वो वन वे ट्रस्ट सिर्फ evasion की तरफ से विप्रो के लिए है तो
राइट। अगर इन केस विप्रो लाइक कोई ऐसी पॉलिसी हो कि लाइक विप्रो कह रहा है कि नहीं, जब तक हम टू वे नहीं करेंगे तब तक वी कांट एक्सेस evasion टू विप्रो, ऐसा कुछ है?
नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। बेसिकली क्या होगा, अगर क्योंकि जब भी ट्रस्ट रिलेशनशिप बनता है तो दोनों के परमिशन से बनता है, राइट?
ओके, सो नीड टू परमिशन।
वो परमिशन ऑटोमेटिक रहता है क्योंकि दोनों टाई अप है ना एक दूसरे से। अकॉर्डिंग टू सिनेरियो पे दोनों का क्या है, both are tie up to each other. So if both are tie up to each other, so what will happen, this is the same person, system engineer, I'm working for eVision, but I'm the admin for Wipro.local as well as. That's why I'm able to create a trust relationship.
Okay.
And most of the thing will be clear when I will show you the practically.
Right, absolutely.
Right. Theoretically, okay, I'm just explaining the things because of you can understand technical terms.
Okay,
That's
so
why,
like permission will be automatically given, no? Not
see,
required to give any permission.
Yes, see one thing. If eVision.local is trusted to Wipro.local for a one way, means the person who are admin in eVision.local can use the Wipro.local server as an admin. What they want, they can edit on a Wipro.local.
Okay.
मैं मान के चलो अगर मैं eVision.local का एडमिन हूँ और Wipro.local के साथ ट्रस्टेड हूँ मैं, तो मैं जिस तरह से eVision.local सर्वर को मैं यूज कर पा रहा हूँ, सेम प्रोसेस से मैं Wipro.local के सर्वर को भी यूज कर पाऊंगा। मेरे लिए दोनों सर्वर सेम है क्योंकि दोनों ट्रस्ट हो गया। लेकिन जिस बंदे के पास Wipro.local का एक्सेस होगा वो मेरे सर्वर को यूज नहीं कर सकता अगर ये वन वे है तो। अगर वन वे में eVision से विप्रो का है तो, अरे टू वे है तो जिसके पास विप्रो का एक्सेस है वो eVision को भी यूज कर सकता है, जिसके पास eVision का एक्सेस है वो विप्रो को भी यूज कर सकता है।
ओके,
क्लियर?
हाँ क्लियर, बाकी तो प्रैक्टिकल में समझ में आ जाए।
Now guys, how to create a trust relationship? कैसे क्रिएट करते हैं? So as you know, I have a one server, मेरे पास एक सर्वर है यहाँ।
ये सर्वर आपने 2016 लिया हुआ है ना?
Yes, 2016. Okay, so now I'm going to stop my ADC machine because now the application concept is clear. So I have a domain. Okay, I have a one server having a domain eVision.local, right? Okay, I'm going to rename. मैं इससे भी ऑफ कर देता हूँ अभी। I'm showing you from starting. Okay, I have a one server e-vision. Okay, this one. Okay, मैं इसे rename कर देता हूँ एक बार, ठीक, ताकि और क्लियर कर पाऊँ. Okay, मैं इसे दे देता हूँ नाम e-vision dot. Okay. Correct. This is my PDC machine. Okay, मैं नाम ऐसा दे देता हूँ. Okay. PDC e-vision dot. Okay. PDC machine नहीं है, e-vision dot local domain के लिए. Okay. Now see, I have another server. Okay, मैंने बस create कर रखा है server. Correct. Just give me a second. See, I have a server wipro.local. But you will see in this server, there's nothing. ये बस एक normal server machine है. I will configure here ADDS role. Okay, and we'll make it wipro.local. And now the person. Okay, just give me a second. I can do one thing. मैं काम करता हूँ. आपका previous doubt भी clear हो जाएगा. Guys, all of you can see how to create a server machine. Okay. Who are asking to me now, sir? This thing.
Yes, you can show here. Not
Okay,
last
right
half
now,
an hour.
now,
Yes.
Now I'm going to create a new server name wipro.local, right?
Okay, so you are creating a new server from the scratch.
Yes,
Am I
from
correct?
scratch.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Okay, because we are working in a team, so somehow we all need to manage, right? Once the session will be stable, correct? Then, okay, after today the session will be stable from tomorrow class, so we can run a lot of things step by steps. Okay, so guys, see who was asking to me now. So I don't know how to create a server, okay, and how to install a server, how to install ADDS alone on a server. So I'm going to show you right now, correct? And most of the people knows, बहुत सारे लोगों को पता है. So you can just, okay, cooperate with each other. Means okay with me, mostly. So okay, I'm going to show you how to create a server 2016 machine in VMware. Correct. So first of all, I have installed a VMware application. All of you know how to install a VMware. Anyone who don't know how to install VMware application, VMware app? कोई ऐसा जैसे पता ना हो VMware कैसे क्रिएट करते मींस इंस्टॉल करते हैं? जस्ट अ वेरी इजी, डाउनलोड फ्रॉम गूगल, इंस्टॉल, डाउनलोड करो, इंस्टॉल कर लो.
VMware version
16. You can use any version, depends on you. आप कोई वर्जन यूज करें.
now it's using 2111.
No,
right?
Now VMware having a version 16, VMware 16 Pro. Okay, I'm sending you a link through a chat box. मैं लिंक भेज देता हूँ chat में.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sending you a link in a chat box of VMware. Okay, what all of you can do, if I send a link, you can browse this link. You can click on download 16 Pro for Windows, right? Download now. Okay, and you can download VMware software. VMware download कर लेना. After then, you need a server ISO file. Server की ISO file चाहिए होगी आपको. Windows Server 2016. So for this, also I'm sending a link to you. Just a bit. Just wait. I'm sending to you. Now the option got changed.
Now here it's difficult to download ISO file.
Yes, yes. Actually, now
If he wants to download, simply he has to change any alternate option, choose any alternate option, then he will be able to download.
yes, yes. Just a second. You can download Windows Server ISO file from this one website, which is itactics.com. But official website will be more good. Now option got changed for Microsoft in a few days. Microsoft ISO. Otherwise, you can do one thing. Most easy thing. Get into PC, right? All of you know. I'm sending you a link. Okay, I sent you a link. Okay, of Windows Server. Okay, you can browse this link. You can go down. There will be option here. Download full setup. When you have a VMware, okay, and you have a Windows Server ISO file. When you have a both thing, na? When you have a VMware machine and you have a Windows Server ISO file, then what to do? Correct. Then you can go to VMware application. अब VMware पे चले जाना. Correct. You can click on an option, create a new machine, virtual machine. Just read carefully. You can go custom. Then next. Here you can click on I will install the OS later. Next. You can give Microsoft Windows or version 2016. Then you can click on next. And here you can give what is the version of cinema you want to give. I'm giving the name Wipro.local. Next. It already exists Wipro.local. Just give me a second. Give the firmware type BIOS. Next. Processor. Then you can give number of RAM. Next. Okay. Give the hard disk in 60. Okay, only next. And here you can click on customize hardware. Okay, and you can click on CD DVD SATA. Use ISO file. Okay, and what is the Windows Server ISO file you will download? You can click on browse and you can give Windows Server ISO file. So I'm giving Windows Server ISO file, right? I give it. Now click on close. Now click on finish. Now it comes. Now for installing, you can click on power on this virtual machine. Okay, see. Correct. Now Windows Server machine is going to install. Correct. Very easy way. You can click next. Install now. Okay. You can select last option, data center evolution. Okay. And always select the desktop experience. You can select anything, standard evolution or data center evolution, but always select desktop experience. हमेशा desktop experience select करो. Because you will get a GUI on desktop experience. If you will not select the desktop experience, you will get CLI. For example, if you will select data center evolution only, okay, you will not select the desktop experience, so you will not get a desktop experience, means GUI. So for now, I want a GUI. So I give a Windows Auto Translation desktop experience. Now click on next. You see that? Okay. Now you can accept the license terms. You can click on next. You can click on advance. Now next. Now installation will start. Okay, now installation is starting. Now it will take a few minutes and Windows Server will install. Okay. It will take a 5 to 10 minutes and Windows Server will install.
What are the difference between the virtual box and VMware?
What?
In a virtual box and VMware?
No, there is no any differences.
You can use any one like a virtual box or VMware.
Yes, you can use anything. Virtual box or VMware, anything. But if you will use VMware, so that will be more good because the practical will be more smoothly. But you can use virtual box as well as if you have already a knowledge on a virtual box, you can use. Okay, so see, right? It's happening. It will take a 5 minute more. Okay, Windows Server will install. Correct. When I will install, correct. Then I will install ADDS row. I will show to all of you. मैं आपको दिखा दूँ. कैसे इंस्टॉल करते हैं फ्रेश मशीन में ADDS. Okay, how to install ADDS in a fresh machine. It install means it down. Okay. See, installing 70 to 80%. Okay, so if you miss the first day of session, no, so you don't need to worry because this is the thing. Okay, I'm showing for the first day.
और सर आपने जो मशीन में सर्वर 2 के नाम से जो ये डाउनलोड कर रखा था, तो ये आप इसमें बनाएंगे या फिर अलग से कुछ सर्वर इंस्टॉल करना पड़ता है?
देखो ना, मैंने किया ना अभी. Don't be disconnect, your attendance will mismatch. Who got disconnected? Prince, Orange, and Okay. Okay. So here server machine is going to create. Yes, okay. So server has been installed here, right? Very easy way. Now I will install ADDS. Okay, and I will give all the recording for today's session as well as all the document. Okay. Okay, trust relationship document and replication document. Okay, I will upload in a link and will share with Anamika madam. Okay, and she will share with all of you. All right.
Hello, Tarun.
Yes, Manish.
One more request. Please tell the ma'am to send it all the things today, tomorrow morning. So it will be beneficial for us so that we can go through with all these things and practice everything.
Yes, yes. Okay, actually now, today night I will send all the things to the madam, right? And she will send you on tomorrow morning and maybe afternoon, because tomorrow is a Sunday now. So maybe okay, she will be busy in their home, right? Because Sunday is a leave for everyone in the evening. Right? Only I'm working.
Okay.
So maybe okay, you will get till tomorrow evening, but definitely before afternoon. Okay, I will request the madam to send before 12.
Yes, please.
I will request, but all of you will get definitely.
Yes, thank you.
So let's see, by default, any server having a username administrator. Okay. So here I will set password. Okay. So now this is a normal server machine, right? Okay. So here I will install ADDS role. I will show to all of you. So this is my server manager, right? See, correct. Here I need to install ADDS role. Okay, I'm telling you. So guys, before installing ADDS role, this is a necessary that if you are installing any role on a server, so server should have a static IP. Server has static IP hona chahiye. But you are seeing, you can check IP address of a server. IP config /all. Server having a dynamic IP, right? Seeing now, DCP enable, yes. Okay. So if I want to install ADDS role, So I need to first set a static IP. मुझे पहले क्या करना होगा, static IP set करना होगा, right? So now I am setting a static IP. Okay, then I can install ADDS role and any role in server. Okay, I am setting a static IP. Okay. This is static IP, right? Correct. So now I set a static IP to the server machine. Okay, I give an IP 1.15, 192.168.1.15. Correct. Okay, now I can install ADDS role. How? I will click on option add roles and features. Then next. Then next. Then next. Correct. And then guys, which role I want to install? ADDS, now where is ADDS? This one. So I will click here. We'll click add features. Okay. We'll click on next. We'll click on next. We'll next. We'll click on install. Okay, now okay, ADDS is going. Okay, ADDS is going to add.
So now this machine will become a domain controller.
No,
right now.
not now, not now. Just ADDS will add. Now
Okay,
I will
okay.
get the option to promote.
Okay.
Promote into a domain controller. Correct. So if you are creating a first server, so you can see the steps how to promote.
हेलो
Yes.
हेलो सर
Yes, Anand.
सर ये ओपन सिस्टम पे कैसे आईपी स्टैटिक आईपी देंगे हम?
What?
ओपन सिस्टम पे स्टैटिक आईपी हम कैसे दे सकते हैं?
सिस्टम पर नहीं देना, मशीन पे देना है।
मशीन मैं तो वर्चुअल मशीन पे दे रहा हूँ ना।
वर्चुअल मशीन पे।
ये तो वर्चुअल मशीन है ना।
स्टैटिक आईपी कहाँ से लेंगे हम?
स्टैटिक आईपी कहाँ से दोगे आप? सो स्टैटिक आईपी तो सिंपल होता है ना देना। एनसीपीएल और सीपीएल पे जाओ, नेटवर्क एडेप्टर पे राइट क्लिक करो, आईपी वर्जन 4 पे जाओ और जो आईपी सेट करना वो सेट कर दो। बिकॉज ये रिक्वायरमेंट है कि अगर आप कोई भी रोल इंस्टॉल करते हो ना सर्वर में तो स्टैटिक आईपी देना होता है। क्यों? रीजन ये है स्टैटिक आईपी देने का, ताकि सर्विस क्या रहे, स्टैटिक रहे। अदरवाइज सर्विस अगर डायनेमिक होगा ना तो दिक्कत हो जाता है। दिक्कत ये होता है कि क्लाइंट साइड में रिक्वेस्ट वगैरह चेंज हो जाते हैं। ओके, the problem is, okay, if you will work with a dynamic IP with active directory role now, so user like things, okay, will be confused because we are doing a practical inside of VMware. That's why we are setting a static IP for doing any kind of work, so that it will be stable, because with a static IP network is going stable. Okay. So you are saying I will click on option promote this server to domain controller. Now guys see, अब देखो, this is my fresh server, right, where I want to give a domain name wipro.local. I will click on add a new forest. Okay, for a fresh server you need to click on option add a new forest. and here you can give a domain name. So domain name I am giving, sorry, Wipro.local, right? The domain name. So I give Wipro.local. Now we will click on next. अब next पे click करें. Okay. Now in a password you can confirm password. Okay, you can give a password of this machine. What is the password? Okay, I have set it now. Correct. While okay, after installing, right, I got option now by default username administrator, okay, and password option. So same to same password I can give here. Otherwise, I can give any other password. But if you will give the same password, it will be good. That in the future you can restore. Okay, we have a topic backup and restore. I will tell you there. You can click on next. Only next and install. Next and install. Now ADDS will install. Now this machine will become a domain controller because I given a domain Wipro.local. Okay, it will take a few seconds. Okay, and this machine will become a domain controller. Okay. You can just wait for a successful result. See, configured server as the first API directory domain controller means PDC machine in a new forest. Domain name is Wipro.local. You can click next. Then you can click on install. Now it will take a few minutes. Okay, it will verify everything. Now this server machine will restart, and now this server machine will become a domain controller, in which there is a domain Wipro.local. Now it's clear how to create a server in VMware and how to install ADDS.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Tarun.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So okay, it will take a few seconds. I can okay. You can just wait and watch. Right, guys. Okay. Now I will log in through a password, right? That I set it while creation. जो मैंने creation में समय password set किया था उससे मैं login कर लूँ. Okay, don't be disconnect here or attendance will mismatch. So now okay, setting is going to apply. You can just wait and watch. Okay, this machine will restart, and here I can log in to the same password as as I set it while login. Means while creation. Okay, and this machine will become a domain controller in which there is a domain Wipro.local. The fresh server machine. Okay, and then tomorrow I will teach you about how to configure trust relationship. Okay, how to troubleshoot the error of a trust relationship, how to bypass and all. Okay, today you can just wait for 5 minutes more.
Thank you.
It's taking time because this is a fresh server, right? So all the settings got applied now. So for applying all the setting, it is taking a time. Correct. So in this way, you can get a fresh server. Okay, so I will share the recording and replication document, trust relationship document. Okay, to the madam.
To the ma'am. Ma'am
Okay,
will send us tomorrow.
Yes, definitely. Okay, and you can go with the recordings for today. Okay, so if it's your first session for today, so you can go with the last recording. Okay, you can start with the last recording from where I given you a class how to download, how to install, correct? And then you can start from starting of the class. Okay, and you can cover your today's session and previous session of topics. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So now, okay, there's no need of waiting for this one. Okay, it will take a 5 and 10 minutes more. Okay, and all settings will apply, and we'll log in. We can log in through a password. We can use. All right. Okay, guys. So thank you for the today's session.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye bye. Good night.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night. Have a good day.